Welcome back to Satisfactory Release. My name is Nilaus, and today is finally the day where this crappy little starter base can finally start being resigned, because the whole point of all that we've done so far is just to build a little starter base in order to build our real base. So today we're going to build the real base, and that is a bus base. Now I know that it's conventional wisdom that bus bases don't work for Satisfactory and that they should be reserved for Factorio, but I've been sort of, for a long time, I've been sort of thinking it can be done. There is a way. And I spent a lot of time testing and trying and just brainstorming, and I think I have a way that's really good. And that's what this series is actually going to be about. This series is going to be about awesome designs and also a bus base, so that we will have a... Okay, so the problem with the main bus in Satisfactory is that you don't really have a good way to balance belts, and you don't really have a good way to scale things up or to expand things that are already built. So those are the two things I want to address. I want to address the extendability, so that once we've built something, we can extend it when we have faster belts, for example, or more resources. And also the issue that we have with regards to then we use all of the iron, and then how do we supplement more iron back on the bus, because we don't really do the way we can do it in Factorio, where we can just put 16 lanes of stuff in and then we can rebalance it as we go along. That doesn't work. So that's going to be here. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing some modular designs in this, and then we're going to implement them on the bus. And that's basically going to be the entirety of the series, is doing absolutely amazing modular designs. I hope that we can then sort of extend and expand, because it will be, well, modular. So first, a few things. All the stuff that I've done in preparation, I have taken a lot of places, like there, out here in the horizon, you have some steel, and down here we have some caterium, we have some quartz also coming from down there. We have some concrete that's coming in. We have over on this side, we have a little bit of iron and copper. And if you're wondering why I'm flying, then that's because otherwise you couldn't see a damn thing of what we're building. So here we have some iron built here, and I think we also have some, 2 iron and 1 copper coming in. And yes, this is only 270, and of course 270 will not be sufficient, but it's going to be a start, and we can always supplement because of the way we've designed it. So how do we approach this damn thing? Well, let me explain sort of the initial thoughts. The first thing is that we get it in here. I am able to do, I want to do 3 levels max. So at any given time, we can have, of each product, have a maximum of 3 levels. And I'm going to start with 2 because 2 is easy here, and it's by all means sufficient. But I could have a third one on top. The reason why I'm saying 3 is because I have a blueprint for branching things off, and that works up to branching evenly from 3 lanes. Let's find that blueprint here. And by the way, all blueprints are available to patron supporters. So if you are a patron supporter and you want to get hold of these cool blueprints, then that is an option. This middle brancher that's on the ground floor is going to be here on the intersection. If you put it on the intersection, it will fit. So this will be, that's going to go in here, that's going to go in here, and then they continue onwards to the next level, or the next here. And this is actually a branch for 2, but I could make it into a branch for 3. That will still be evenly, and I will then explain why it's so important that it's even. And let's see, I will need to do this part. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we disable them again. So it's only the top one. And so if I had an extra one here, I'd go out here, and then I could branch that in all the way to the ground floor and branch it in. So what I've done now is I have taken evenly from all 3 lanes and put it into here, and that can then branch into a module here. So that's a branch of a bus, and the reason why I want to do it evenly across all 3 is because I don't have the opportunity to rebalance belts afterwards as you do in Factorio. So if I can rebalance belts, then I have to make sure that I draw evenly from all belts. That's why maximum of 3 lanes. And if you're going to be like already typing away in the comment section and thinking, hey, you know what, you can't do 3 lanes, that's not enough because something, I know. But that's why we can always supplement it with more. So if the 3 lanes become sort of dried out and it's now only 2 lanes, then I can just merge them together and bring up a 3rd line from beneath just pretty easily just in here, and then bring it up. And then as I draw evenly from all 3 lines, then it'll balance out. Or I can put it into a box and then take it out of the box if I have 2 lanes. So that's how I went. I want to try to use 2 lanes mainly, and then when the 2 lanes start feeling a little bit empty, then I will be pulling out another one. By the way, this one should actually be a, well, no, we'll keep it as a splitter and not you could do it with a programmable or a smart splitter, but I think I want to do like this. So we are going to remove this. So what is that? So that means we now, what do we, next question is, what do we have on the bus? Let's do this deletion here. Why does that not work there? Okay, the delete there. And then just normal. And that gets deleted and that gets deleted. Okay, so now the next question is, what do we have on the bus? Well, I want to keep ingots on the bus. Oh no, that one's not copy-pasted correctly. Copy and paste. And I see the steel as well here. Copy and paste. There. So I'm going to have ingots. Iron ingots, copper ingots, steel ingots, caterium ingots, concrete ingots. No, just concrete. Then I'm keeping crystal, because raw crystal can both be into silica and crystal quartz. And I don't know which one is actually going to be useful. And then I am also bringing in the SAM, reanimated SAM. I don't know if I need it, but I need basically everything. I counted about 30 things that I wanted on the bus eventually. They're not going to come in here on boxes. They'll be sort of branching. So let's take a look at how we want to do this. So let's say the first thing we want to do is reinforced iron plates. It's a simple thing. It's the first product we want to add here, because we're not going to add iron and copper, because they will be crafted on demand inside the builds. So anything that is a direct product from one of these here will be made as a product inside a module. So we have some blueprints again to start working on. I did sort of hint at it last time, but I have a template factory here. That's my template factory. It's called template factory 4x4 and 1.0, because then it's here. All of my 1.0 blueprints will have an orange background, just so that they have a little bit of a different from the 0.8 blueprints I made earlier. So I have these lights on the side. If you are uncertain how to do that, then that's how I did it. It's really cool and it works really well. It gives a really nice industrial look to it. Basically, the lower floor is going to be for piping. No, a little bit of piping maybe, but mainly belting and power. And the top one is going to be for factories. So my idea is that, let's say we want to make a here. Good. So we want to make reinforced iron plates, and there are more ones. There's also the bolted plate, but I don't like that. That's more expensive than the default one. It's faster, but who cares? So I'm going to use the stitch plate, and I want, for this case, I want to actually use both copper and iron, because that gives us a better example of how to do it. Plus, it also spreads out what we're going to be using. So now I basically look at this recipe and say, I want a module that makes sense. Like, to put it bluntly, it just has to make sense. Whether this gets scaled down, it gets scaled up, but it just has to make sense. And then we can sort of have as many modules as we want here. That's the idea. So this module would be one assembler, and then two constructors maybe. And we want to see how close we can make this. Yeah. Then we're going to I'll take you out. This one. And then that makes it into a constructor, because we're going to get, for the stitch plates, we need iron plates. So I'm going to get iron plates. And then over here, since there can be room for 4, and there was wire. We could use iron wire, and then we'd only use iron inbound, but I actually want to use a little bit of each, just to show that how it works with multiple inputs and one output. So copper gets a 30 and we need 37. So our option is either to scale this down, or to have 2. Since we have room for 2, then let's just put 2 of those in here. Maybe that's actually not the worst place that I built this already. Now we need to sort of get all the stuff inbound and outbound. So this doesn't look great. I think we can put that maybe here. And then we'll just sort of shuffle things around. But at least now I have a pretty good feel for what kind of buildings we want. Like that. And we're going to do the same one here, the first one here together. There, so that connects. And then I'm just going to say it goes down and we'll figure out. So that's the final output. And that is that as close as it can be? I don't know if this is safe, but we'll try to keep it like this. And this is along the side. So I'll basically have this line here handling ins and outs, where I'll basically have this is the input, this is the output, and no, 2 inputs and 1 output is just going to be like the default basic thing. That's how I want it. The top one should be the output because then it fits with another module. And then this has to be moved a little bit. And this has to be close because I'm going to need a... There. That connects. And that connects. Okay. Then we have another issue with these two. I'm going to definitely need to move you a little bit further in the corner. Because what I really want to do is have this one here. It clips, but that's not that bad. The question is whether it can actually be made a little bit closer, or that will be too close. What about like this? Oh, that's much better. No clipping. Nice. All right, then we are definitely seeing something now. I'm gonna put that here, and then see that we can have some. There's plenty of room now. Ooh, nice. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, and none of it is really cramped. Great. And we'll just check here. That also works. And no, not default mode, but straight mode. I just wanted to have Mark 1 belt here. And then that's going to be same distance. Like that. A little bit. Yes, perfect. And coming in. Actually, I think I wanted this close here. Because if I put it this close, then it connects automatically. And then we just hear that click sound, then we know it's connected. Click sound, I'm being insistent on getting that. There we go, we have now all the stuff we need. And now it's all a matter of just putting the ratios, but we're gonna do the ground floor here. So this will be inbound. I want to try it always design it from this because then it matches with what I can expect over on when I insert it back here. Will it actually? Because this might be rotate. Well, I'm going to do it this way. Otherwise, I go crazy. So we're going to get an inbound. The first inbound will go into... the first inbound will be copper, and that goes into these 2 locations. That one location here. And then I just place it like that. Nope. And... that's now positioned correctly. And there. So these 2 will go. And reversed, no, default, and then Mark 1 belt. Mark 1. Because I don't want to bring it in too fast. I just want to use the cheaper materials whenever we can. There we go. So that's one thing. The next thing is going to be the output for you. So that's going to be... or the not output, input. That's going to go 1 up. And that's the location. Yeah. And then the final one is going to be the output, which we get from this location. That means I need to get a... and then this has to point backwards. So first I switch it to a merger. Then I align it to this. And then I point it backwards. Backwards, and lower it down, away, and then and level 1 down. So now I have all the belts in here, but I do want to make sure that we have like easy ways in and out. So that means I'm going to build this, and over here I am also going to, and this feels a little bit like we're cutting this. Oh, actually should do this with a soup. I'm going to soup this one. And then I'm going to use Mark 3 belts because those are the ones I have right now. And then I want to... what? Oh, this one's misaligned. Haha, that's why. That. Here. And it goes in here. And that goes in... Unfortunately, I really wish that if this was connected right up to the edge and something else was connected at the edge, the belts would connect. But alas, that is apparently too much to ask for. So I'll have to make do with this, and that means every module has to be connected to itself. There. So this is actually it. And what I need to do now is power and recipes, and then we actually have a finished module. So now the blueprint is done. I think what we've done is we hooked up the belts, we hooked up the recipes, so there they are coming in at 18.75, which is kind of funny that it's actually 18.75 because the other ones are also 18.75. So we're using a little bit more iron than copper for this, but it's all looking good. It will now be producing 5.62. I have taken the liberty of saving the blueprint here. Reinforced iron plate 4x4. And just there we go. And now is the time for us to... so it's actually better to leave it here, because if I want to make some changes, then it's better to go over here and make the changes and then restamp again instead of making it in the direct one. So now is the time for us to stamp it down. But this is not it. We're going to need some starter builds. So what I've done is I have created a generic one that's called Branch Start and Depot. This one, I don't want to design it, but I wanted to show you what it looks like. And then you can see each of the branches are made 6 wide. And then I have 2 lanes of buffer in between. I don't know why, but I think that's just nice. Then I'm going to set it here, and then we'll be using the nudge function, which is really nice actually, to put this in place. And then once it's put in place, I'll be explaining what this does. So this one is doing a few things. It basically, this space over here is for bringing stuff into the bus. This part here is the return. So this will always be on the top one returning. So it goes in here into a splitter, which goes primarily into the new dimensional depot. Then secondarily, it goes in here. And from here, it goes primarily, I mean, that's secondarily then into a local box and then back on the bus. Then it goes tertiarily in here into an overflow. And this overflow will be disabled. No, it'll be enabled when this is the last leg of the journey. It'll be disabled when there are more things that consume. So for example, reinforced iron plates. If nothing down the line is consuming reinforced iron plates, I will enable this. If I have modular frames that demand reinforced iron plates, I'll delete this, or I'll be disabling this, because I'd rather have a buffer here so that if the modular frames use it, then I can have the modular frames being sunk instead. That's the design principle. So this is now going to be the start, and then we take our new blueprint, if we can find it, here. And where did I save it? I think I saved it. Oh, it has a tendency to just go in here randomly. Oh, there you go. It got in there randomly. Oh no, what happened? Oh, did I? Oh wow, I wonder what happened. I must have clicked something over there. That's crazy. Let's figure out what the hell I did. Oh, that's funny. It just went into the old... I don't know how that happened. I have no idea. Well, anyway, that doesn't matter. Clear the designer. I don't know. But we're going to be picking it up because we're going to kind of need it back here. That was weird. That one? Oh, why does it do that? That's a bug. Yeah. We got them bugs, don't we? That's weird. So when I just take it to place it out in the world, it just stamps it down there again. That's not great. Oh well, I guess I have to delete this. Now there's 2 of these on top of each other. Okay, interesting. I'll delete you. And see what happens. There are surprising, in my opinion, surprising amount of bugs in this game. It's probably because I have 2, and maybe this one already has something. So when I pull out another one, then it kind of registers that, oh yeah, you're actually working on it in here, and then it automatically puts it in. So maybe just the answer is to only have 1 of those. I don't know. Interesting. And hope someone will report it. And then this is the module, and we then need to figure out where it's the input and output. This is the input and output. Then I'm gonna nudge it in place because that's easier. There. So does it work? No, it does not work. And the reason why it doesn't work is because things are not connected between the modules. You can't get automatically connection between the modules, so we are going to have to do that ourselves. There, that means the things we have to connect is power lines and belt lines. The main one is there. That is the outbound, and then we need the inbound. So we have to remember that copper goes on the bottom and iron goes on the top, and they need to be branched off the bus now. So I need to use my blueprint for branching off the bus, the one we used in the beginning, and then I'm just going to set that. This is going to be iron branched out, and then it's going to be copper branched out. And there. That should be good. That is actually out of focus. So, and then get that again. Let's get that here then. That's a good place to branch it off. And the other one bumps into it. Oops. Okay, so there's a little bit of a trick here. I have to make sure that we can get by. That means this is probably a good place to do it. And if push comes to shove, you can also just branch it, because I'm deliberately saying that the lower level, and actually the lower two levels, are not going to be used for the bus. And the funny thing is, I'm actually going to branch straight across here, which you might be like, oh no, but you're supposed to be driving here. I'm not driving, I'm flying. So that's this will be iron, and this, just smoothly coming in here, will be copper. So copper stays at the bottom, like that, and iron goes on top, and that means it needs to go to here, and then it needs to, yeah, see, that's not good. What about if I did it this way? Oh, that actually works. Actually looks nice as well. Oh man, this straight line belt is nice. Wow. So then we just hook up iron and copper. Power is probably a good idea as well, and so we're going to be building it over here. And that's a connection right there, which is where we're going to connect it. These ones automatically get powered because we connected the two modules. You're very welcome to make them nicer than this, but I want it to be super accessible and visible here. There we go. They're ready to hook up, and then we'll just hook up the copper, hook up the iron, and then let's keep our fingers crossed and see if it works by itself. They're coming in. We're following it all the way. The ingots are coming in. This is such a smooth build, I think. And these light panels are so nice. The funny thing is, these are not actually lights. These are display panels, square signs, and you can just put the lights in it. And it has much better lighting. I'm not using lumen because things get so gloomy when I'm using the lumen mode. So they're coming in, and let's hope that I hooked it up correctly. That goes in here. Get some copper wire. Get some more copper wire. Gets a 37.5 total, and they'll go out here. Branch. Look at that. And we're also getting the iron plates, which is also scaled towards that. It's using almost a Mark 1, almost half a Mark 1 belt, so 28 is used here. And we're slowly getting, it's so tempting to just put stuff in, but we want to see that it works. We want to see that it goes all the way through, and then going onwards. One thing I should be doing is making a sign right here, which says how much inbound and how much inbound of each product is being used. So now at this point you might be like, well, you just basically did a whole lot of stuff just to make 5.625 reinforced plates per minute. That doesn't seem particularly effective, and you'd be right about it. But the idea here is that because I've done it as a module, then next time I can, or when I figure out that 5.625 is not enough for this, then all I need to do now is go in here and just, it's up here, and then get that part. Let's see. Probably should look exactly like the other one. So that, there we go. That has a little bit of overlap. I stamp this down, and then we remember the stuff we have to do is connect the power and connect the belts. That's the output belt. That's the input belt. That's the second input belt. There we go. Now I've doubled capacity. That's the beauty of this. That's the beauty of this modular design. And then we can just, if we need more. That's why I wanted this to be expandable. This is the most important part for me, is that this is expandable. We can see that we've already made 3 reinforced iron plates. That works brilliantly. I love this. Don't you love this? I do. because now we're branching off, we're branching evenly from the bus, we're bringing ingots in, we're making it cool little designs here, and we'll have tons more design in this series. That's basically what we're going to be doing. Later on we'll get 5x5 designs, and we'll have 6x6 designs, but for now the small things we need is a 4x4 design. What I'm going to do is I will be showing, because we did that one, we're going to be doing another one together, but I will skip some steps here. Then I'm going to load the blueprint, I'm going to load the template factory, and then we're going to be doing a new design that we'll then use for modular frames. Because modular frames is something we don't have in our factory, and hey, let's build it here. Plus it also uses the reinforced iron plate, which means we then have to figure out what are we going to do with the iron plates. So what I think I want to do is let's see what kind of options we have for the modular frames. Let's look at the recipes. That's a lot of reinforced iron plates and some iron rods, or some here, or that's definitely the best one. Yeah, that's the one. And then uses 10 steel pipes. That's pretty good. Then that kind of makes me wonder if I could have 2 of these in here, because I only need 1 for the steel pipes coming in. And that will then have to be... Oh, I want it to be in the middle, but I don't think I want it to be in the middle, because then I can't branch up. The middle here will be where the belts are coming in. So I kind of need to have it a little bit off center. Like that maybe. And then I will have to have these. And the splitter. Maybe like this. And then these 2 can be, we'll take a look at how close they can be. Is that? Okay. And that works fine. Then we're going to take the same one. Okay. Yeah. So that's probably a good place to do this. Oops. E. That's inbound. That's inbound, and that's inbound. These might be a little bit too close to... No. This is the transport belt here. And then the output. Ooh, this is this good? I don't know if this is a good idea to have the output like this. I mean, it's a lot of things to think about, because I need to merge these 2 lines now on a merger, which will then be aligned. Oh, we're using from our void storage now. Yes. That goes in. Yes, that works brilliantly actually. And I turned it the wrong way. Never mind. But I definitely think that this is doable. It's easy to fit in all the things, and that's kind of what I want. Oh, this is too far away. So let's just finish up this design and then get ready to stamp it down over here. So now we have the blueprint ready, and we can then start applying it. By far the stuff that takes the most time is the power poles. Just getting those sort of aligned so that they are nice and smooth and go down below. That looks good. So what we need to do, we have prepared. We brought the reinforced iron plates back on the bus. It's chugging along, not fast, but working. You can see they're both green. They're happy. And this is also why I want an open factory, because then we can sort of at a glance see if it's working. And I don't care about the performance. If the performance gets problematic, then we'll just make these into some kind of closures, which is not going to look as great, but it might work. So now we get to see how it works when we have a blueprint, all the blueprints ready. That one looks to be snapping. So this is the input module. Then we're going to add our new modular frame steeled module, whatever. Modular frame as steel build. And then I'm going to look at it from this side. If you see, you can see beneath the floor, the top splitter we can just see, or that's a merger, has an input error. That means that this is the return belt and it's pointing towards the bus. So that's kind of how I do it. Then we just put it down somewhere near, slide it into place. And then the 2 things we have to remember to connect, because that doesn't connect automatically. Like, I still begrudge the fact that it doesn't connect automatically, but I've learned to live with that, to accept it. We get the belts in. Then, because the stuff we need is steel and reinforced iron plates, then I don't actually need to do like an advanced splitter here that takes evenly, because there's only 1 belt of each, at least for now. So I just need to bring it in, and that means it's going to be just a splitter, and I want to get one in maybe here in the middle of this lane, and then we can just go 2, 3, and then I want the other one coming in the middle of this lane here. 1, 2, 3. Get that inbound. Get these two out. These two out as well. Make sure the bus continues. The bus must continue. And the steel build also continues. And then we get inbound here. Inbound here. And dragging it back out to... Oof, exactly like... Oops. Exactly here. Okay, in. It feels kind of weird to have this one, which looks so much like a road, not being a road. I could sort of lift it a little bit and have a road with glass floors and stuff like, I don't know. There's ample opportunities. Now we need to figure out where we get things. This is the stuff that goes into the 2. So that means it has to go up 1 level. Up here. That means I can probably do this and then go up. And the other one, the steel, will be going directly in to the next. I love the fact that it just does this automatically. Now, why are these no power? Did I forget to, oh right, I did forget to hook up the power to the starter module here. This module, which is just to that edge. There we go. So now they turn yellow, and that means that they should, if I've hooked up everything correctly. Let's see. Steel ingots come in. Steel ingots, please come in. There we go. We're starting to some steel ingots, and we're starting to process some steel pipes. Steel pipes should then go in here, together with some reinforced plates. So now at this point we can see we use 2 reinforced plates plus another 2 reinforced. So we actually consume 4 reinforced plates here, and this one over here is producing 11 point a little bit. So right now we're not going to be running short. Of course, we'll be draining the buffer, and if we feel like it, then we could always just add more modules here until we hit the wall down here. So this one, it might not be the most compact build, but it's certainly easily expandable. Same with modular frames. If we want more modular frames, I can just stamp it down, but then we're going to be overusing our reinforced iron plates, and therefore it's so important that this is an expandable build, so we can just build more of these. And at some point we'll see that these lines can't keep up, and if these lines can't keep up, then it's time to add more iron and copper inbound. I think this is an absolutely gorgeous build for a bus, and just imagine when this is going all the way down, all the way through to all the different resources going into all this. And I know there's going to be lots of belt buffers and lots of buffers everywhere. I don't care. I like big buffers. So if you like this, I think this is amazing. I'm super proud of this. I'm going to be continue to build it on Twitch. So if you like it, hit the like button. Let me know in the comment section if you see some glaring errors with this, or if you just like it or have some comments or questions, then I can go into it. So thank you very much for watching. If you want access to the blueprints or the save games, those are available to Patreon supporters. I spent quite a lot of time to actually design these blueprints, so you can see we design them together in the YouTube episodes, so you can do it yourself. Or if you want to get them directly into your game, then you can download those as they are available to patrons. So thank you everyone who is supporting me on Patreon, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Until then, take care and stay effective.